Welcome to Taking Care of Business Tuesday. I'm John Conan. Each week I bring you some professional development. This week we're going to be talking about how to make your impact tangible. A book that I have recently been reading is called 10 Mind Frames for Visible Learning, Teaching for Success by John Hattie and Claus Zier. Much of the information that's in this is also in our teacher playbook. And they talk about the fact that students spend around 15,000 hours of their lives at school and are taught by roughly 50 different teachers by the time that they graduate. I know in my personal career of going through school for so many years, the teachers that I most revered and respected were those that not only created a relationship with me, but they also knew their content well. And thus, I was able to use that information going forward for the next grade or even into college. We know, though, that one outstanding teacher can push a student way past 1 year's growth in 1 year's time. And unfortunately, the opposite is true too. A student with one ineffective teacher may not catch up to their peers for up to 3 years. And worse yet, students that have 3 ineffective teachers in a row may never catch up. There is data that supports this through a lot of the work and studies of John Hattie and other educational researchers. So we want to make sure that we are all making an impact and we're going to make it tangible. And we can start by using the Teacher Clarity Playbook. As we know, Teacher Clarity is moving from the concept of I taught it to my students to I know my impact on student achievement and I can make learning visible. And as a reminder, Teacher Clarity has an effect size of 0.75, which is almost twice the amount of growth in 1 year's time. Obviously, this lies with teachers who are creating plans that connect with goals, contents, and methods and media. They use examples to explain them to their students. This will ultimately be the ability to assign tasks in such a way so learners perceive them as a challenge towards a learning goal. And the most important is making those goals and lessons transparent to the students that are making those goals. We are appropriately challenging those students and providing ways and opportunities to monitor that progress from where each student begins towards the goals of their lesson. If we do this, we are able to make the impact tangible. Teachers who make that learning visible and say to themselves, my job here is to evaluate my impact. They will have a higher percentage of students that are college and career ready. So again, that's a different mindset, thinking about not just how well my students did, but what about my instruction? And saying my job here is to evaluate my impact. And so do you want to know about your impact and how you can improve it by making it visible? Well, there are several things that we can do. One easy one that we can do in our classes each day and have this mindset is I can track my instructional impact by assessing how many students met my lesson objective and then adjusting my instruction to the students seated in front of me. Now, this may sound ridiculous, but we have lots of teachers out there that are already doing this. Now we just need to talk about it and quantify it and share it, because as we work individually, we know that we can make an impact on student learning, especially the ones that are seated in front of us. We can then get into our PLC Plus teams and talk about that impact, about what we're doing in our classrooms, and then what can we do as a PLC team to help impact student learning. Then, as our PLC teams come together, we can then talk as a whole school. What impact do we have as a school on student learning? And then, obviously, all of us coming together to increase student achievement by talking about the impact that we have on our district. So, this is a beginning to the start of Teacher Clarity, and we will be talking about some new vocabulary coming up in the future. I definitely will be continuing to highlight all of our work going across our district. I have some PLCs that have invited me into their meetings. I'm going to highlight some of their amazing work over the next couple of weeks. So please contact me or any other administrative team member to let us know how we can get that information out so we can all be taking care of business on Tuesday.